Imagine finding yourself face to face with Africa's most dangerous predator. Your heart is racing. Each breath could be your last. Emily Parker had always dreamed of adventure. A successful New York lawyer, she decided to take a vacation and embark on her dream journey, a safari in Africa. Emily was full of enthusiasm, anticipating encounters with wildlife and breathtaking landscapes. When the plane landed in Nairobi, Emily's heart beat faster with excitement. At the airport, she was greeted by a smiling guide named Jason Harris. He told her about the exciting route ahead and promised to show her the real, unvarnished Africa. The next day, they set off in an SUV. Emily was captivated by the endless expanses of savanna and majestic mountains on the horizon. Jason proved to be an excellent storyteller, sharing interesting facts about the local flora and fauna. Suddenly, their jeep stalled in the middle of a desolate area. Jason tried to fix the engine, but to no avail. He contacted the base camp by radio for help. However, they were told that the nearest team would arrive only in a few hours. The sun was slowly setting, painting the savanna in golden hues. Emily was admiring this beauty when she noticed movement in the tall grass nearby. Her heart stopped when she saw a huge lion slowly approaching their vehicle. Jason whispered to Emily not to move and stay calm. He slowly reached for the rifle lying on the back seat. The lion approached, its amber eyes fixed directly on them. Emily held her breath, her hands trembling with fear. The lion came very close, sniffing the car. Time seemed to stand still. Jason held the rifle ready, but didn't shoot, realizing it might provoke an attack. Unexpectedly, a roar of another lion was heard in the distance. The predator standing near their jeep became alert and, after a moment's hesitation, disappeared into the tall grass. Emily exhaled with relief, but Jason warned that the danger was not over yet. An hour later, a rescue team arrived. They towed the broken jeep to the nearest camp. That night, Emily couldn't sleep, reliving the exciting events of the day. The next morning, a group of tourists, including Emily, set off on a walking tour, accompanied by armed rangers. During the walk, Emily became engrossed in photographing exotic flowers and inadvertently fell behind the group. Realizing she was alone, she tried to catch up with the others, but quickly lost her orientation in the monotonous landscape of the savannah. Panic grew with each passing minute. Emily decided to find shelter from the scorching sun and wait for help. Suddenly, she heard a rustle in the bushes. From the thicket emerged the same huge lion she had seen yesterday near the jeep. Emily's heart was ready to jump out of her chest. She remembered Jason's advice and froze, trying not to move. The lion slowly approached her, sniffing the air. Emily closed her eyes, expecting the worst, but instead of a fatal blow, she felt something soft touch her hand. Opening her eyes, she saw the lion gently touching her with its huge paw. For several agonizing minutes, the lion circled around Emily, occasionally touching her with its paw, as if checking if she was alive. Emily felt its hot breath and heard her own heart pounding loudly. Suddenly, the roar of other lions was heard in the distance. Emily thought in horror that a whole pride would run here and tear her to pieces. However, to her amazement, the big lion let out a loud roar, as if warning its fellow lions to stay away. Several lions from the pride did approach, curiously examining the strange prey of their leader, but the big lion did not allow them to come closer. Emily couldn't believe what was happening. The predator she thought was her killer had suddenly become her protector. Several hours passed, which seemed like an eternity to Emily. She lay motionless while the lion continued to guard her from its fellow lions. Finally, in the distance, she heard the sound of approaching jeeps. The lion became alert but didn't move. When the rangers drove up almost close, the lion let out one last loud roar and slowly retreated into the savannah. Emily was surrounded by worried tourists and rangers. She was in shock and couldn't speak, only crying continuously from the stress and relief she had experienced. Jason hugged Emily, trying to calm her down. "You're safe. It's all over," he repeated. Emily gradually came to her senses, realizing that she had miraculously survived. Back at the camp, Emily told about her incredible experience. No one could explain the lion's behavior, but everyone agreed that it was a real miracle. Local residents spoke of ancient legends in which lions protected people, but no one believed such a thing was possible in reality. This incident profoundly affected Emily. She realized the fragility of human life and the greatness of nature. Her view of the world changed radically. Returning to New York, Emily left her job at the law firm and founded a charity to protect African wildlife. She often returned to Kenya, hoping to see her unusual savior again. A year later, Emily organized an expedition to study lion behavior in the wild. The team included the best zoologists and ecologists. Jason, who had become her close friend, also joined the project. During one of the trips, they noticed a pride of lions, among which was a huge male, very similar to the one that had saved Emily. Scientists were amazed by the unusual behavior of this lion. It allowed people to approach much closer than other predators. Emily was sure it was the same lion. She asked permission to approach it, despite the protests of her colleagues. Jason insisted on accompanying her. As they approached, the lion raised its head and looked directly at Emily. In its amber eyes, she saw a glimmer of recognition. The lion slowly approached her and, to the amazement of all present, rubbed its head against her hand, like a large domestic cat. This moment was captured on camera and circulated in all world media. Emily's story and her unusual friendship with the lion became a sensation. Scientists were puzzled, trying to explain this phenomenon. Various theories were put forward, from genetic mutations to ancient connections between humans and lions. Emily used her sudden fame to draw attention to the problems of preserving African wildlife. Her foundation raised millions of dollars to create new reserves and fight poaching. Every year, Emily returned to Kenya to meet her lion friend. Their unusual bond persisted for many years, causing surprise and admiration from all who witnessed these meetings. This story changed not only Emily's life, but also the attitude of many people towards wild animals. It showed that a deep, incomprehensible connection can exist between humans and nature. Years later, when the lion grew old, Emily was with him in his last days. She sat beside him, stroking his huge head until he peacefully fell asleep forever. Emily cried, saying goodbye to the friend who had changed her life and worldview. In memory of the extraordinary lion, Emily founded Africa's largest center for the study and conservation of lions. Her story inspired thousands of people around the world to care for wildlife and respect its mysteries. Emily often remembered that day in the savannah when she thought she would meet her death, but instead found an unusual friend and a new meaning in life. She understood that sometimes the scariest moments can become the beginning of the most amazing adventures. Did you enjoy this story? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to not miss new releases. See you soon.